I think we are live. At least that's what it says. Hi, y'all. Jen will be here in a minute for those who are already curious. So she'll be here. How y'all doing? Hopefully good. We got a bunch of questions. Of course, we'll get to like maybe 10, so you know how that goes. Also, I'm going to do a giveaway at the end for the Dreaming Way Tarot. If you want to look up and see what it all looks like, if you want to enter at the end.
I like that artwork. It's very pretty.
Yeah, I like this one. They have a Lenormand too.
Oh, do they?
But this one, we'll do that at the end if I remember. Hopefully I will. I'll leave it by the camera. Hopefully I'll see it. So how y'all doing? Hi, everybody's.
I saw Ona in the chat. Hello, Ona. And I think I saw Peggy in here too.
Hi, Peggy.
Hi, Peggy.
Good to see Peggy Breen. Oh, if y'all have not seen Ona's mental health assessment on Matt Gaetz and the crazy lady, Marjorie Taylor, go and see that.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it myself. Especially, she's talking about Matt Gaetz and the siren started. So,
yeah. Like if there's synchronicity, have I ever seen it, man? I swear, if I can totally picture Matt Gaetz right now, and like anytime he hears the sirens, he's like, "Duck! They're coming for me!"
Oh, your BFF forever and ever, has pled guilty to 6 charges out of 33, which means he talked.
And he's gonna talk.
And he talked.
There was the plea agreement is 86 pages, Johnny.
Oh God.
6 pages. And part of the deal is that he's pleading guilty to 6. But if he even thinks about lying, they're going to hit him with perjury and then bring all the other
27 of them charges right away.
Yeah. So,
because I text y'all was like, I can just imagine it was, hey, would you ever like to see the light of another day, or do you really want to take all 33 of these charges, or do you want to cooperate? Jen will be here in a minute. She's just running a little late. So we'll start without her, but she'll come in. Yeah, it sucks to be him. I mean, but the company you know.
Well, I mean, if he made the decisions and he thought he was just going to no consequences, absolute impunity. So
I was listening to a Rachel Maddow clip, and she was saying about when he got hired as the tax person, like he had 150 different counts of solicitation. Thank you, Empish. And used $70,000. 150 of these little meetups with people, $70,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, if you was gonna steal money and get a hooker, you couldn't find a cheaper. 150,000, and mind you, some of these was kids. Well, I said kids, but kids. They wasn't 18. So
that whole situation is like everything they accuse the Democrats of doing. It's like they're all over there. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You know what? Let's start with we'll save the horrible person for when Jen gets here too. we'll start with the former horrible person, Donald Trump. Why didn't he join Parler?
Why didn't he join Parler?
They said he did, but I can't find record of that.
So why did Spanky not join Parler?
Because I know Rebecca Mercer doesn't like him. She pulled her support from him while he was still president. She owns Parler pretty much. So why didn't he go over? They said he had a code name, but he doesn't have to hide there. That's where all his supporters is.
What you get, Mr. Johnny?
Well, that was not necessarily, that wasn't on the table, really. There's a bad relationship, I think, altogether there. I get the Tower and the Page of Swords. The first two cards are both negative, and so this is not really conducive to a person who wants to go and join something. I get the Hermit, the Four of Wands. This would be the establishment, and then this is him sort of on the oust. He is not a... they want his supporters. The supporters have the money. The supporters, blah, blah, blah. They can still say, this is still Trumpville. You're still welcomed here, blah, blah, blah. But himself, behind the scenes, no. And he wouldn't talk bad about him because that's not something he wants to go up against either. So I don't think it was ever in the books for him to join Parler.
I get that in order to secure finances and resources, he was looking for different options, but those options were difficult. And so he flew the coup and went somewhere else, but also because perhaps he didn't think that this new platform would give him the power that he needed.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like it would never reach. It would be too difficult to overcome. It wasn't.
It doesn't need to be.
Can you imagine him like trying to make a comeback and going on Dancing with the Stars? Like the one guy. The one guy that was in the bushes. What was his name? The first press secretary that was like in the bushes.
Oh, Sean Spicer. The Bush baby. Hiding in the bushes from the press. What he was a mess. God, I can't lie all day. I just can't. What a maroon. I can't do it.
And then Sarah Huckabee Sanders looked like she had like her brain shorted because she had that one eyebrow that was like way up just from having to be angry and lying.
It was running from her face. That's what it was doing. Looked like she'd been drop kicked by Jackie Chan or something half the time. It's like, what is wrong with you? I mean, I know you got the scowl because you I don't know. It just
she just looked angry
once in a while. I mean, if I had to lie for Trump all day, I guess I'd look like that too.
It was like a combination of like just permanently disgruntled and constipated, and it's like,
yeah. Thank you, Crystal Terrell.
It's like they make Miralax, lady. It's over the counter. You know, like,
stay out the Cracker Barrel. You'd be all right. That's what's wrong with you. Get some cream of wheat. You're just fine.
Oh God.
Clown car. That's what that was.
Oh Lord.
Well, speaking of clown car, one of the main drivers right now is I almost called him Bill DeSantis. What's the child name? DeSantis. Something DeSantis. He signed a bill. That's where I got that from. That says that in some of his, I guess, press conferences, only Fox News is invited. A Fox News only bill. Will this hold up?
Okay.
Thank you, Terry. Oh, Lord. Every time I look at that's what I'm going to think.
You know who he kind of looks like? That Ron DeSantis guy? He looks like that one wacko televangelist that bought the plane and crashed it. The one that looks like a demon.
Oh, Kenneth Copeland.
Yep. It looks like he could be like his son or something.
Him and Kenneth Copeland and Ron Parsley had a baby.
Mm-hmm. So will the Fox News
Thank you, Sean.
Fox News only goes to
Hold up. I think it will, and simply because who's gonna fight him on this? If you're gonna fight him on that, you should be fighting for the more important things like his voter bill and all that type of stuff. 4 cups in the Emperor, he holds on to it. The Hangman, 3 wands, Temperance, like nobody's opposing it, or nobody with. Thank you, Anna. Nobody with enough power is opposing him. Anyway, okay.
I get the news, the seeds, the public. It's troublesome for the public, the communities. But then I get that someone that is trusted, that could be a guide, takes on the very burdensome task of fighting this thing. When that happens, I don't know.
Because it is actually a violation. He can't actually do such a thing, but where is the pushback coming from? Because
the public has a right to know. Not everybody watches Fox News. Why are you hiding? See what I'm saying? So I don't know when it happens. I'm just getting somebody may dispute it. So.
I see you, Jen. I just want you to be prepared before I went down in here. There you go.
I thought you were just going to say, no, you just stay out there and find out.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I have getting ready for Sedona. I had my pet sitter come over to this house. She's never been to this house to see and to meet Lucy. She's never met Lucy.
Did you guys have a nice little sit down family talk with the kitties and say, Artie and Lucy, you guys good?
I told her, I said, they do little kitty fights, but usually they're not touching each other. But if you look from a distance, it looks real.
Yeah, but no claws are out. So they just patting. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, we just did a reading on DeSantis and his Fox News only bill, and to see if it would hold up. So let's go into, is he involved with Matt Gaetz and Matt Gaetz's little house of drama he got going on?
I'm going to sit this one out because I believe it may have been in the Grand Tableau. So I would be very curious because if I remember correctly, the Grand Tableau, it appeared to be people from Matt Gaetz's home state, a big party of old men. So,
and that was something backed up by Rachel Maddow when she said that it involved multiple men. Now we don't know who, but let's see. Oh, I have another. Oh, never mind. We'll get there. I have another person that is caught up in this too. Look at next. So
I was hoping I made it in time to read on DeSatan because I also want to look at, will he extradite Trump to New York?
Yeah, I got that too.
we were saving those for when you came in, Jenny.
Now, mind you, he's relocating to Jersey, isn't he?
I was listening on my phone while I was running, trying to get here, and I had typed in "rolling on floor, laughing my off" when you were talking about Trump on Dancing with the Stars.
Thank you, Pam.
No, I'm really the winner this week. I wasn't voted off this week.
Oh, I couldn't imagine trying to dance with him. Oh. And then the woman has to go home. She's probably married. Her husband looks at her. Have you been choking Cheetos all day? Why are your hands so orange?
Every week he'll be back there peeking from behind the stage.
Oh, I can't do it. Yeah. Just give me a mic stand. I'll dance with that. I don't want to dance with him. He's gross.
Oh, God.
Is he involved? Well, I was shuffling. Oh, it came back out anyway. The page of coins is two things. You know what? I won't do that. I'll read it in context, but it's two things. It's either a child or it's money. The very first thing, though, is the Four of Cups. I think he definitely has information. If nothing else, this is something he couldn't avoid. And there's also the Knight of Cups on top of it. This is with romance, dates, hanging out, hooking up, Netflix, chill, whatever the case may be. That's that there. The Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, he will be heavily burdened by this alliance. I don't know if he was there doing the do with nobody, but there is some yes, that's the answer to the question. I'm kind of, but there's two women here and one of them is not his wife. I don't think either one is. Well, I can say this one might be because it's the Empress, that's the mother, but never mind, there's another woman here too. So yeah, I think he's involved too. It started with the Knight of Cups. Three of Pentacles is here. He paid somebody. Yes.
I think yes too. I think he's got some major regrets here. Here he is, la-di-da, the fool jumping in, stuck right in the middle of it with the devil here. Some money exchanged hand. He paid for somebody, and then tried to get away with it. I have two of my yes cards. I start out with the Ace of Wands. There's a new action coming because somebody's talking a lot, Mr. Greenberg, to investigators that are asking a lot of questions. He's one of the party boys. There's a whole bunch of party boys. He probably even traveled with him for some of the parties. Here's my second big yes card with the sun illumination coming out. And he's going to be battling in court.
Couldn't happen for a nicer guy.
So let's jump to this one, and then we'll come back into here too. Is DeSantis trying to protect Trump from extradition from the law? Will he fail? And well, he will fail because this is America. You can't. This is not Russia and America. This is Florida and New York. You're under the same constitution, sir. I mean, I don't know if anybody whispered that in your ear, but will he try to protect Trump? We'll just leave it that way instead of looking at tradition. Will he try to protect Trump from the law?
I think there's about 80 million people in America that would give a personal escort to New York.
I will learn to drive just to drive him up there. We'll stop at McDonald's on the way. Is he trying to protect him from the law? He wants to block extradition. So I see. See if we can get a Y too. I mean, well, we didn't get a yes or no yet, but I mean, come on. We can get a Y too. Because it's rumored that DeSantis is rumored to be his VP choice if he runs for president. If he can help him
stay out of jail.
Yeah.
Well, they can go both be soulmates.
Artie's making a late appearance tonight too.
What you get, Becca?
I'm getting that there's something written here. The results or a test or some sort of law or something he may have signed. There are meetings there's meetings. They're having meetings, perhaps discussing this law. If he is there, they will. They're holding meetings on how to achieve the goal. But this can only happen if he's there, if he's stuck there.
What you get, Jim?
this is going to be really chaotic. He is sharing information and time with Trump that burdens him. So if the wheel of fortune, falls to him, his challenge is to cling to him, to keep him there in Florida. That's his challenge. But there's like a lot of money involved in all this. He's stuck with the devil. He's stuck with Trump. He's watching what's going on with Trump. The indictment is coming from the court. I get, at the root of this, there is an indictment coming. He will try to lie. He will try to bully. He will try to manipulate the law. To your point, Becca, if he can find a law to manipulate, he'll delay everything. But yes, he will try to hang on to the loser.
It starts with two cards. Basically, Spirit was saying this isn't going to happen, even if he tries, but he is going to try. 7 of Cups, confusion, 9 of Wands. Now, mind you, he is going to try to build a wall around Trump if Trump was to stay his behind in Florida. New Jersey is a whole different can of worms. You don't want to go to New York because you're scared of Letitia, but if you go to New Jersey, you have to then get the person who is in charge of New Jersey at the time to help you. It does have the Ace of Swords and the 2 of Cups, which means that there is a yes on the relationship. The relationship right now, as to why this is happening, King of Swords, King of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, there is a collaboration, financially speaking, that those two want to undertake. Has something to do with work, so maybe it is a campaign, but whatever it is grifting. Because it's not the 6 of Cups to where this is just a donation. This is actual work. This is day-to-day. And now 3 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles are both work cards. And the 8 of Pentacles is letting you know that this is an ongoing thing. So they would be joining forces to work on whatever the case may be. And it is still interesting that all these years, the tarot still portrays Trump as the fool. Because he doesn't learn.
So
the
Johnny,
original tarot, it was the madman, so I guess it makes sense too.
I have a really just a thought. So he can only escape extradition so long as he stays in Florida under DeSantis. It's going to be inevitable. But it's like they will do everything that they can, like you said, to build a wall around Trump. Well, they were saying that Mar-a-Lago's due to close, so he was going to go to New Jersey. Well, if he can't leave the state, where's he going to go? Ivanka's house? Somewhere? Like, I mean, is he just going to be trapped in Florida and not be able to leave ever because he's scared?
Mm-hmm. And because I see it as most criminals do, they do an eternal delay. Push the case back, push the case back, push the case back type of thing. And, eventually 2025, he'll either be dead or the case will finally go to court and then they'll find some other reason to push it back. Right? So back into the gross. A man by the name of Johnny Damon, I believe he played for the Red Sox and the Yankees or something like that. He played for 2 teams in the major league. So he was arrested. I talked about him on one of the walks. He was arrested, and he told the police officers, "You only arrested me because I'm a Trump supporter." And he got arrested for DWI or DUI. I can't remember which. Thank you, Marie. But he is also accused of he was at a party with Matt Gaetz and their ilk, and then Matt Gaetz had a little private party after party in his hotel room. So Johnny Damon, the baseball player, went back to Matt Gaetz' hotel room, where it was rumored by an escort that he did snorting cocaine, and they had some underage people there. So is Johnny Damon also one of these people caught up? He actually is caught up, should I say. Has he partaked in Gaetz's activities. Thank you, Miss Brazil.
So did John
Trying to
Damon?
say nicely, YouTube. Thank you. As did he partake in Gaetz's activities? Thank you, Silver. His wife has pending charges too for resisting arrest, and they both got booked when they got pulled over. He went without a resist. She resisted arrest.
Oh, wasn't there a video of that? Like the two of them just arguing, and
I think so.
I remember that now. Okay. Really drunk, trying to walk up to their house because they were like inside of their house.
I'm gonna say yes. But I'm just yeah.
Did you get the child? Thank you, Share Bear.
Dear God, these people.
Mm.
Did you get any pages, Tommy?
These people.
I'm saying
These people. He gets, the Empress on the bottom, like an abundance of times. Like over and over and over is what I'm getting. Here he is, and his challenges, the investigators, they already know. That's in the past. They already know he's involved. He did pay for something. Somebody's backstabbing him by talking. Well, that's Greenberg, who's talking about everybody that was at cooperating, and talking about everybody that's at the party, and he's betrayed him. He's got the tower on him. Everything's getting ready to change, and he's about to have a new action in court too. So, good thing you're done with your baseball career because your life's over.
Yeah. I think, like Jen says, this is multiple times. I get the 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Empress. It's almost like they went there for I'll just say it. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Nancy. They went there to do drugs. Because that's what he went there for.
The donut shop.
I was going to say that. But I think I'm far enough in to where I can say controversial things now. He went in there to do drugs and then partaked in everything else. He's
like taking over the title of Don Jr. as Coke King and Party Boy. It was Don Jr. involved.
There's the six, not the six. Yes, there is the Six of Pentacles here. There's paying for something. There's paying for actually a lot of things. I think this was more money. At this in particular instance, I think it was more money they usually spend in a night, which means it was more than just drugs there. It was other things to partake in, whether just alcohol and debauchery of all kinds. But yeah, he's got his own little private Epstein club. Like he's got, now I can't say he has the rich and famous. He's got retired baseball stars and governors, but it's still the same thing.
All that extra money went to Grubhub and hot dog pizza.
So
it's like, I'll be right there, Matt. I had to call Uber because I lost my license. I was drunk driving like you.
Yeah. So I have to ask, is since the escort said that Gaetz, thank you, chat, that Gaetz was partaking in the donut shop, is he an addict? That's what I want to know. Thank you. More paper, please.
Matt, is Matt Gaetz?
Yes. Is he an addict? Because that's one thing is going to be hard for you to hide.
How are these people not drug tested is what I want to know. That doesn't make a damn bit of sense. You had Donald Trump in the White House snorting mountains of Adderall every day. And Gaetz and God knows who else, in the halls of Congress snorting.
I'm done. I'm done. Yes, he is.
There you go.
I'm done. He's got party friends. His challenge is to be healed and whole. He likes to. It's his image. He's party boy.
Thank you, Laura. He's an addict to stupid.
He'll lie about it, but his family knows. He may try to go away to like rehab.
Got that too.
He might try to delay like going to jail, saying, "Oh, I need to go to rehab."
Mm.
Got that too, but I get that it doesn't work. There's rehab that he's trying to transfer to or journey to, but that trip gets canceled because somebody was delivering lots and lots and lots of the fun stuff to party with. So I'm wondering if they're going to catch the delivery boy too, or delivery girl. Who knows?
Well, it starts with the Ten of Swords and it ends with the Tower. Thank you, Asantuwa. There is something, yes, to answer the question, but it is something he is paying more money than he usually pays, which lets me know that it's getting worse. So there's your addict. There's an action around sharing, which is what his little parties are for. And then here is where the dealer is. There's a lot of money in it. He ain't making it himself. There's a lot of money in this in particular thing. Save you some money, DIY, sure. That's all I can say. Oh, good God in heaven. Okay. I have another question about these people.
I think he's addicted to both coke and sex. He's got a double addiction.
Okay. Oh Lord, yeah, we'll get to you too, buddy. Stone, did we do that one? Is Stone involved?
We haven't done that one yet.
Oh, let's see.
In the parties with Gaetz.
Yes, is Roger Stone involved?
I would say the way that he grits his teeth when he gets angry and gnashes his teeth, he's done a few lines of coke in his past.
I mean, anybody got to be high. You put Richard Nixon on your back. Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
You can't erase it either.
That was one of those nights where you wake up and like, oh, what did I do?
Yeah, a penis tattooed on your forehead. Or your back. I mean, oh, Lord Jesus.
I would say yes. At least to drinking at the parties. I've got like money paying out. I've got some gifts of money involved here too. I start out with them burdened and anxious. Why are you burdened and anxious if you're innocent? He doesn't like what's going on. The fact that Greenberg's talking, I think, here because he's got some regrets. It's like he knows the law's going to come after him again. The old man knows he's going to be making license plates, is what I'm getting. Like he's eventually going to be back in jail, but yeah, he's involved in manipulations and his tower moment's coming. It's like investigators and courts and victory and truth coming out. He's going to be back in jail.
What'd you get, Vic?
I don't get the adult activities. I get more like perhaps blackmailing others and being part of some corrupt scheme. And he's very, very, very worried because that little piece of paper that got him out once it's coming back. He's very worried. So maybe maybe helping people to falsify documents, legal papers, something like that to achieve something. That was what I'm getting was his participation in it.
Yeah, paying for pardons, where he said, "Okay, get ready with what was it, 250,000?"
Yeah, and it's weird because I have no money cards here, but there's like false documents around him, and he was corrupt and like lying and corrupting, and then papers that were written, mail that was delivered. But he himself is worried about the receipts because it's not going to save him. Perhaps the one that he has, the commutation, because it returns here. And then they nail him. So, I don't know. I don't know, John.
That he started it. Or at the very least, introduced him to people who could start his parties. There's a woman here, very well connected, very wealthy. No, it's not Ghislaine. This person's out free somewhere. So, this, mind you, Ghislaine Maxwell and Dead Guy are not the only people in the world connected to the grossness that there is. So there are tons of these people connected to all kinds of other people. So this is a whole different woman here. This has nothing to do with Ghislaine nor Epstein. But Roger Stone knows this person. They're from the past. They're old buddies. They are familiar with one another. And he is the one who basically introduced Gaetz and taught him how to put on these parties. Now, does he partake? Sure. But I don't think he does the whole debauchery part, but he's there sort of like this is, what I built. And so, Greenberg, 33 charges. You pled guilty to 6. Not because you're not guilty of the other 27, it's because you made a plea deal of some sort. And they said, okay, we won't put you under the ground where the sun doesn't shine ever, 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 and you'll never see it again, and you'll be 910 before you get out. They said, give us some names and we'll help you work this out. If you lie, even once, if you spell your name wrong on this document, we will bring the other 27 charges back to you. So
you'll never see the light of day again.
I want to know first question.
And then nailed for perjury, so that'll be 28 charges.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So first question, is he going to lie to the investigators, prosecutors, and things of that nature?
Yeah.
There's no incentive to lying now. By the nads, buddy.
Never mind that each of the 6 charges that he still got range from 3 to 10 year minimum sentences. So he still could be put away for life. Thank you, passing show.
Money laundering, trafficking, like they got you.
Creating identity theft, creating driver's license for underage people. Why? They needed something to get out of down to the Bahamas.
What'd you get?
I get that his journey has ended. Now he's going to be trustworthy and loyal and very quick to prosecute. It reminds me, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Goonies, that kid Chunk, when the robbers come in and they take him and they are like threatening to put his hand inside of the blender, and he's like, we want you to tell us everything, and he goes on to tell him about, I remember when I was in the 4th grade. Like, that's gonna be Joel Greenberg. So true.
This guy's got major regrets. He's got major regrets. This is his legacy, the whistleblowing and the talking and the cooperating. That's his legacy. He's doing a lot of backstabbing, but in the future, it's all truth. It's all truth. I don't care how much he gets bullied. It's all truth. He's sharing all the information. He's heavily burdened, but he's as steady as he can be right on into jail.
I get he is going to do the offering, and it is going to be quick and forthcoming here with the Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups. He's going to give them what they want. And here with the 7 of Swords and the 5 of Wands, it's not a mistruth, it's a leaving out. So I think, and I don't really think it's necessarily on purpose. I get the Death card. There's something to where there's a story he's involved in, or there's a group of people he's involved in. He doesn't know all the people by their real name type thing. It's kind of like you go in a dark room and then there's just, voices, you know, they're in there with you because it's not a speaker, but you can't see them. And if you have to call them, you call them under, 7-Eleven, and then you dial that number and then boom, it talks to this guy. So this, because it's a system. But yeah, he is abandoning his old ways, off to new horizons. Time for the truth, because they got you. And you pled guilty. So, and one of those charges is sex trafficking. So it's not even like they left that part out and you can just get on these lesser charges. No, one of them is sex trafficking. So they got you. So with that being said, though, since he will not lie, what will come of his actual plea deal? Will anybody go down for it other than him? Will we see some new investigations starting? What is going to actually come from this? Since he's naming names, we're going to see somebody go down or what?
Keep seeing the devil on the bottom. Got to keep shuffling.
His friends are being talked about. He wants to join.
He can go serve 40 years in jail and come out and write a book like Michael Cohen. Oh my God, the regrets loser card keeps falling out. It's like, yeah, we know you have regrets. Shut up.
Ooh. 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 Hmm.
I get yes, and there's going to be multiple people for trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Sneakiness, something sneaky on the bottom here. You know, here he is facing all this treachery. Joel can't see where he's going. He's not sure. But, you know, his challenge is justice and the judge. He's at the mercy of the judge, like if you complete your job and everything. So he is still talking. That's in the ethers right now. He is still talking and giving up people. Secret parties that are being investigated. And I get, you know, this is karma on multiple people that are going to have to defend themselves. There will be actions, and they're going to secure trafficking charges on more.
Where'd you get that?
I get that he betrays and flips on a man. Okay?
Mm.
And then I ask, what happens to the man? Then that person flips on a powerful person that was a donor, actually several donors that were in on the parties and went to go visit places. And then here comes the FBI. Like FBI is going to go on a field trip. But it's not just donors. There's something here about money, finances, and business, entrepreneurs. There's a few entrepreneurs here that were financing something, that were looking for leverage, some way, shape, or form. Channels throughout the money. And then FBI comes to go visit or investigate, goes and follows that channel. See what I'm saying? It's not
looking for favors from the politicians and stuff.
Yeah, because it's not just, I don't get any sex cards. I get not exactly bribery, but very powerful people that have resources and business, and there's several of them.
We got the bear and the fish.
Bear and fish.
Oh, good God.
So
we're
maybe
talking
prominent business people.
Prominent business people, entrepreneurs, several of them, because the crossroads is here. And then there's more roads for FBI to go follow. So it's not just the sex trafficking. It's looking like pay for play, some way, shape, or form around entrepreneurs and financiers this way. So that's what I get.
That's what I get. It starts with the devil. And there is people here, they are very wealthy. As I said, the 9 of Pentacles is my card for the most money a single person can have. The 10 will be like companies and banks and things. These are very, very prominent people. They pay for access. Thank you, Lynn. Tarot readings. They pay for access. They pay for whatever. I don't know if they're politicians, but they are people who are very wealthy. It is a lot of them, though. Like when I first started pulling cards, it felt like it was doing this. Like you can feel a little small gem with all the people that he's going to name. There's going to be huge illumination upon all of this. Like this, like it blew my own mind. Just there's a lot.
Greenberg, it was known that he personally paid for or made the connections for over 40 women. So that's a lot of people partying and stuff.
And it's not just that. There was, if you guys remember, it's not just the child sex trafficking that Gaetz is in trouble for. He's also in trouble for the possible pay for play from that one hand surgeon guy that was trying to get into marijuana.
Yeah. Plus he wrote the hotel bill off as a finance.
And brought the ladies. So using sex, not necessarily finances, but sex to bribe people. See what I'm saying? And it's going to be a can of worms when they get in there.
Purely for entertainment purposes, only YouTube. Yes, once again, we're reading on the grand old party or potty.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marie. And then in the end, I get Lovers and the Knight of Cups. So what will come of this? Extreme exposure. That's what's going to come of this. And yes, there's going to be a lot of court cases, not just somebody's going down. This is going to be huge. Greenberg, and it's so interesting how, never mind. You know what? Here it is. You go into the grossest of things you can think of, and sex, drugs, money, rock and roll, whatever the case may be. You do the most corrupt things you could possibly do, but you don't do the smart thing and do them by yourself. You always drag in Tom, Dick, and Harry, and then somebody gets caught, and then they cop a plea, and then everybody goes down. Pick better friends. Pick friends who can't talk. Something. But this whole, all of you, who, if you're going to get up in the morning and do something horrible, don't.
Watching each other have sex, they're a bunch of voyeurs, and it's bad enough, and then you throw in that there's some underage people involved, then it's like, okay, you're screwed now. You are really gonna serve some time now.
That's another thing. Why kids? And it was a comedian that, I think it was Jeff something, the guy with the puppets. Jeff Durham, I think his name is. One of his puppets is an Islamic terrorist. And then, when they go to heaven, they get 100 virgins. One of his other puppets is a very outspoken, rude puppet. He say, why would you want 100 virgins instead of 100 slutty broads who know what they're doing? So it's like, why do you go get a bunch of kids? I'm not understanding right now. You're going to pay money anyway. I'm just saying. Quit being gross.
I think it comes down to violence against women, because that girls at that age, they're easy to overpower. Do you see
and what's worse is girls at that age, you didn't find them hanging out at Forever 21. They were kidnapped more than likely from somewhere and brought to you. That makes it like 1,000 times worse.
They don't care.
God dog it. Anyway, Greenberg home life. Apparently, according to Wikipedia, he's married, and he's got 2 children, 1 boy, 1 girl. So, what is his home life going to be like now?
Greenberg?
Yes. He's going to get divorced. Are they going to stand by him? Right now, we don't even know how long he's going to spend in jail because he's not even done cooperating yet.
But before they arrested him, his wife went to her mother's or somewhere, and it looked like she knew it was coming. So she got the kids and got out of there. But you think she's probably a partier too, because you can't really be married to a partier and not know it.
What a horrible person. First of all, you got a job in your tax commission in Seminole County, and then you start stealing all the money. And then you use Venmo to pay for sex.
Dude, I swear to God, it's like the more that these Republicans get caught criming, they're the poster children for idiots, man. It's like, at least be a smart criminal, man. Like,
Venmo tells everybody, whether they know you or not, what you just paid for. I can't. Child, please.
I guess his wife is more concerned about losing like the house and home and stuff because of money he got when he was stealing funds as a tax assessor. She's trying to be just quiet. She is trying to just lay low, his wife. But She's had an offer to whistleblow on something also. But again, she's trying to lay low. She's extremely burdened, but she knows something about the treachery that was going on. Thank you, Leah. She knows something and about a party. There may have been some celebrities at this party that got a lot of attention. So celebrities being, that's Major League Baseball players, if that's politicians, whoever, there's some notable people at the party. And she knows about the travel, but she's trying to get away with everything. She's trying to act like normal, just keep doing the same thing every day. She's very anxious because she sees justice charging in and that she knows Joel's going away. I think she's going to get embattled. It's going to come up again, but she's going to get embattled in something in court. I
think she's already there, Jenny.
When the time's right, she's got some kind of charge also.
I think, well, there's a video where when Joel Greenberg first got arrested, he got out on bail somehow, I think. The wife had to call the cops and tell them that she was terrified to go in the house because he had been stalking her and threatening her. And then he eventually got arrested for real and couldn't leave. But like that's not good. I get that the marriage, the family, the property is done. Done. There's the marriage, there's the home and the family, property, and then
can't ask for anything clearer than that. I get 10 of Cups, 9 of Swords, family, harmony, peace, very worried, very stressed, very strained. And then I get 3 cards that indicate she is on her way elsewhere. There's the 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords, Chariot. Yeah, she's on the move once she can figure out how to get on the move. The Chariot card is a card that lets you know that you can move forward, but you have to get all the pistons running at the same time. But there is a worry about the family money. And I think that at the end of the day, there's not going to be any. So she is deeply concerned about that part and what you do going forward too.
What Jenny was saying, how much of that taxpayer money did he use for house? Like
house payments, everything else, they're going to lose it all.
Not to mention any civil suits that might come out of this. This right now, what he's dealing with is not even a civil suit.
I got a funny question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will Matt Gaetz be arrested in the halls of Congress? Like, will we see him escorted out in handcuffs from the
while he's over rolling somebody? And then, oh my God, fantasy of my life. So the FBI comes and arrests Gaetz in the middle of Congress, and then Marjorie Taylor Greene starts barking like a freaking crazy chihuahua, and then they arrest her ass too for interfering with. That would be great.
I can't believe the FBI hasn't raided Gaetz, his home in Florida and his home up in Washington, D.C. I can't believe he hasn't gotten that early morning wake-up call like Roger Stone got. That was hysterical.
Oh my God. So
Rudy Giuliani. It's like, come on, raid Gaetz.
Well, Matt Gaetz,
like I would literally throw a little party. I think.
I would too.
Knock, knock. Excuse me. We have to interrupt this session of Congress. Bring somebody out in handcuffs in front of everybody else.
I'm saying,
And
especially that one. Take
Marjorie Taylor Greene while you're at it too. I'm sure you can find something to charge her with, please. So will Matt Gaetz be arrested in the halls of Congress?
I read the book once. I don't remember why this is this way. Okay. Oh God.
Oh God, that would be so funny, Jenny. I would call you and John would be like, "Did you just see that? I got a DVR. I got
No,
to
you have to start. Pardon me, y'all out there. You have to start with holy fucking shit. Did y'all see that?
Oh God.
Oh Lord, I can see it now.
I can see an immediate go live now.
Oh God. Well, what y'all get?
What'd you get, Jenny? It's your question. What'd you get?
I start with my card for working across the aisle, like when they're all in on it together. The challenge is, yes, to do it in front of everybody in Congress. But I think they do it somewhere else. It's like it would take a little bit of a leap of faith to do it in the halls of Congress. But they've got all their tools with them, including their handcuffs. And I'm sure Gaetz probably has his own pair too, by the way. There's an offer like, knock, knock, come out here. Yeah, we want to talk to you. There's little money payments we got to talk to you about. We've been watching you for a while. Here's the law coming after him. I get he's retired from the halls of Congress, like it's the end of the day or something. Like he's on a break or something before they burden him.
Yeah, I get a yes, but it's like not in the little center square where they always do that. This is like pull them to the side type thing with the high priestess. The devil is here for whatever reason. It's called ancestor, but the devil is here. And so, yeah, they would come for you where you worked. I don't necessarily even think they wait till you get home, which means it's that serious too.
Meet you in the parking lot.
I get that it'll be at an official building, at an institution. Could be a bank. I got the fish. It could just be where there's a majority of people, but it's going to be at a building. So maybe it's his townhome that his taxpayers pay for. But
hey, puppies.
Do you see him spinning around back there?
He did a little circle. So
boy.
Dominion claims that Sidney Powell, who they are also suing, they claim that Sidney Powell used her nonprofit called Defending the Republic. God, I hate these words: Republic, America, Freedom First. They just hijacked everything. Anyway, Dominion claims this. Now, mind you, before we continue with that sentence, Dominion is suing people for saying things that are demonstrably false. So it wouldn't behoove them to come out and say something that is a lie themselves. There's your counterclaim, give me all my money back type thing. They said that Sidney Powell is using her nonprofit to take care of her personal needs, like her legal fees and things of that nature. Oh. So is there any truth to that?
Oh, that's interesting. If Trump had been smart, he would have set up his campaign finance thing as a nonprofit, and he probably wouldn't have had so many questions about campaign finance fraud.
If he were smart, he would just open up a BS church. And not have to pay taxes.
Well, I can say he didn't even have to call it Trump Church, but he would. Mm-hmm. He would. His face would probably be on the Bibles and everything.
Yep.
The Bible would be upside down.
And backwards. And catch on fire.
And the end was the word, and the word was with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I am I. It's me. It's all about me. I am the Alpha and Omega. Only I can fix it. God can't help you in this.
So what was the question? Is Sidney Powell
Is Sidney Powell using her nonprofit to pay for her legal fees and personal bills? Claims dominion.
Because we know Trump isn't paying Rudy, so why would he pay Sidney Powell to cover her legal expenses?
That's my next question.
Well, at the rallies, Trump used to brag like, take out any protesters, I'll cover your legal fees. It's like, yeah, we see you helping all the insurrectionists with theirs.
You can't even pay for your own personal lawyers. What you get?
I get yes.
Uh-uh.
I got a yes. I got the moon and I was like, okay, pull one more. Then I got the clover and I was like, okay, pull one more. And then I got the stars. I'm like, yeah, that's a yes. He's doing something that had to do with marketing or playing on people's emotions. There's a ticket, it's a risk and a win. And then there's hope for a new venture. So yeah, it's like she's probably scrapped for cash and, using everything she's got. So
yeah, they're going to return to this. She's going to have court cases over this because she seems to be sitting okay financially, but she's manipulating something and bullying for it and trying to cover up about it. She's definitely betraying her charity nonprofit. She's betraying it. They're investigating. I get, here we go again with the law and the investigations, and she's embattled and having to defend herself from it. So she's going to get charged on that too. I'm getting at least 3 charges for her. At least 3. Because only the best people represent Trump, right?
Actually, yes. Because they were the best people at exposing everything around him. For some reason, I get he's involved. I always hate when the fool comes up. Everything's not about Trump, but somehow he's involved in this. I don't know if it's just out of his playbook, but this is something from the past. But this is also a huge change. And maybe it's because we didn't hear of her until we heard of him. I mean, she was his personal lawyer too, wasn't she?
Yeah. You know how the fool usually has a little dog at its feet? Is that a fox?
That is a fox indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's something sneaky going on.
Uh-huh. This involves him.
And then there's crazy Sidney Powell right there. Nobody would dare believe what I said. I'm so on that. What card is that? The 9 of, it says Rebirth.
It's the death card on this one here. That's the death. Yeah, she is, but it involves him somehow. I don't know exactly how, whether or not he put money into her nonprofit or whatever, but yeah, the money that's invested there with the 5 of Cups, she doesn't have much of her own. So therefore she is taking from what has been built up. So yeah, she's stealing to pay her own legal fees.
She's gonna get stiff too. Fox
I mean,
are out.
If y'all gonna keep giving these people money, then that's what they're gonna do. Giuliani, what does his finances look like right now?
See, I have a theory because I was telling Becca about this because these crooks, they project what they're doing on everybody else. So Giuliani keeps saying that Hunter Biden has been giving money to Dad, Joe, for years. And I'm like, okay, so Giuliani's taking money from his son. We knew he was projecting that.
He probably gets half of his his child support checks or something. Oh, sweet Mary and Joseph, I can't. What does it look like now?
Rudy's health.
His financials.
Or his finances. Sorry. I just heard they go hand in hand. No. Well, they're corrupt.
Good old devil.
They're just corrupt.
Johnny's t-shirt, it says, "I'm a nasty woman."
Peggy Breen, she's in the comments. If you want to get one, that's where you get it from. I felt it appropriate.
We're in the mood today.
You can email Peggy at pmason50@cable1.net to inquire about t-shirts, whether it's the Jinlin Tarot one, the I'm a Nasty Woman.
This one, the Hope Brokers. And I got to tell you guys, the material is
very nice.
Very nice, super soft, super comfortable.
What'd you get, Becca?
I get he's anticipating or hoping for or desiring some money to come in from overseas or abroad. There's something secret or a project here. There's something abroad. There's his finances. There's mail, and then that's what he desires. And I just asked, what does his finances look like right now? Well, he's hoping and desiring that the check is in the mail from overseas, or somebody's going to pay him. So
yeah, I got he's looking overseas too. It's like he's trying to get something off the ground, but he can't get a commitment. He knows he's like, looking at jail time. The investigators are looking on him, but his finances have changed. So it's like his banks have to take a leap of faith with him on any real estate and stuff. I feel like there's a problem with real estate with him. Like he may be trying to sell some to get money. He's not happy about it, but I'm getting like real estate sales, something going on to try to get some money. They're treacherous, but his son may be giving him some too.
too.
Yeah, he's trying to hang on to what he's got. He can't hang on to it.
Wonder if he eats glue and then the other one eats paste.
I cannot believe that there's a gift for that.
It's one for everything.
We were talking about it the other day on text, and Johnny sent a gif of a guy sitting there with a red hat, and he's just sitting there eating paste.
Just drinking it up like it's a cup of milk. So I get the 8 of Wands, which is communications, the 8 of Swords, which is trapped. Now, this one is telling me right now he's living off of credit. He's living off something verbal, which means it's not physical, which means it's credit. So he's living off credit right now, which means he has no real tangible assets to pay for his outgo. He doesn't have enough income for the outgo. The 6 of Swords meets the Tower, however. His transition into calm waters is coming to an abrupt end. So his finances are going to get worse, actually. There is a hope for something that once was here with the Ace of Cups and the 6 of Cups. So it's like he wants to go back maybe to a source that he got something from in the first place. Like I say, the familiar spot with the 6 of Cups. But the 4 of Swords, he is going to basically have enough to meet out the end of the month. But what are you going to do next month? So it's things are slowing way down for him. And he's going to go through a horrible financial. And this, mind you, it's not because it's not like he doesn't earn enough money for... Oh, okay. Well, let me unpin that. Get your stuff together, lucky girl. It's not because he doesn't earn enough money to to live a normal life. He doesn't earn enough money to live this life, this little, I'm trying to be a crime boss syndicate type life. So.
But you know what's interesting, Johnny? None of us thought that his assets were frozen. Going to freeze his assets anytime soon. Because based on the reporting, he lives an extravagant lifestyle. $12,000 a month on cigars. You're just gonna. You might as well put the money in a trash bin and set it on fire. Like, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars on suits, and then alimony. Just one wife is $45,000 a month for just one wife.
I'm not a fashion person at all. I care very little about clothes. My thing is, why spend thousands upon thousands of dollars for suits that all look the same?
To only have your hair melt on them. Like, why don't you buy some better hair dye so it doesn't melt off on your suits?
Like, I understand for me personally, I got 9 black shirts. Do I need 9 black shirts? No, but I don't really care about just something to put on so I don't get arrested for flashing my boobs at everybody. So it's like, that's all I have them for. I don't really care what they look like. I don't care what it says on it, Mountain Dew. I don't give a crap. Why go buy a suit that looks exactly like the last one you got?
Like you don't do your laundry? It's got the same
a black suit and a beige suit and a tan suit and a red suit. I don't know.
This is why women get caught if they go out and they come home in the same clothes they had on the day before. Everybody knows they went out and they stayed somewhere overnight. And if they wear the same thing over and over, you don't know.
Yep.
Black suit tie, black suit tie, black suit tie. Like, yep. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I'm a Gemini and I like variety. I can't. I would have to have
like
a whole bunch of different colors.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a pride flag in your closet or something because you got a yellow suit and a green suit and a blue suit and like, where is you going to Skittle Parade if you don't take some of them back?
Well, from the looks of it, Trump only had 2 ties, a red one and a blue one. That was all he had.
That was hanging down to his kneecaps.
Okay.
He wished.
So I want to know, we'll get to another horrible person. What is Marjorie Taylor Greene's, what is her problem with AOC?
I'm going to set this one.
Outside of racism.
I'm going to set
What
this
is her problem?
Her problem is the elevator is stuck in the basement and it's flooding.
What is her problem? She's as crazy as a sprayed cockroach. I'd like to. Oh, Lord Jesus. I think she eats raw meat. I think that's what it is. She's just nuts. Belongs in camel belts.
Are you saying she's got mad cow disease, Johnny?
I think she's got salmonella, E. coli poisoning or something. That hell is crazy. She's a different kind of crazy right now.
We gotta ask something else. I'm getting something else coming up here. She sees AOC as a loser and out in the cold because she's not a Republican. It's like it's the legacy of what party that she belongs to. So, and she gets great joy out of bugging her. But I'm getting something really interesting getting ready to happen, like in the House, like with Nancy and with the law on MOJ or MTG, I should say. She's about to be embattled here. So I kind of want to look at, will AOC take a court injunction against her?
Well, let's look and see, because I get that she's got an agenda, Ace of Swords, High Priestess. She's trying to draw out, trying to be the center of attention, trying to kick up dust. She's a distraction, basically. That's why they.
Because if AOC took out a court injunction for stalking or something against her, she would have to stay so many feet away from her that she wouldn't be able to sit in the House of Congress with her.
She'll find somebody else. Like, I sat this reading out, but if I'm interpreting it correctly, when I did the grand tableau, it's kind of like she's jealous of the celebrity that AOC has. So in her mind, it's attack the celebrity, so you'll see what I'm saying? Like, match it that way. So if
now she's a household name.
Nobody knew who she was. So if they got an injunction against her for AOC, she'd go after one of the other big people. Problem is, she knows who not to mess with.
See, I think Marjorie also has a drug addiction issue because, like, she was shaking after yelling and stuff, and running around with Matt Gaetz. I could see the two of them hold up doing coke together. You know,
that and
for entertainment purposes only. YouTube.
And what do you call it? Like an adrenaline rush. Like she got herself so freaking worked up. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I text y'all what she need to do to get on her phone. You ain't got to call the police. You call down to the Bronx and see if one of them Puerto Rican homegirls will come up there and whoop her ass. That's what you do. Because that's what's wrong with her. She getting up in people's faces because ain't nobody slapped her down yet.
Yep.
And you ain't got to necessarily do it physically, but a good cussing out will help too. Because she thinks she's tough. She's not tough.
Look at me, I'm a CrossFitter. I'm a fat ass. Like
when she gets no reaction though, that's like sucks the air from her. Like she wants the reaction. So I personally think like just detaching from her is a better way to go.
But Jenny, the thing is she is obsessed with debating AOC on a bill that's not even a thing. It's not even a bill. Like,
hasn't even gone to the floor yet.
That's how stupid she is. I want to debate you on something that's not even being discussed. Like,
thank you, Marie.
Did you want to read cards too, Bugs?
Yeah, he's a good reader.
She get away with it because they letting her get away with it.
It's just disgusting that is allowed to happen in the halls of Congress. Anybody who pulls that at a place of work, you will be fired and escorted out. Like,
see, Jay, that's what I'm talking about. Let her do that mess up in there in the Bronx and see if she don't get her ass whooped. You doing that in the halls of Congress where you know ain't nobody gonna punch you in your throat. Go, you even got to go that far. Go to Kentucky. You from Kentucky, ain't you?
No, she's from
Kentucky. Who?
No, Georgia.
Georgia. Go to Georgia. Oh, Jesus.
She got her ass whooped and drug around the block in Georgia.
You can't do that in Georgia. Girl, bye. You ain't tough. You is not tough. I guarantee you. You don't know nothing about tough.
She's getting some action taken against her. I think she gets cut from Congress. Separated from her seat. I feel like it's under Biden, like not even waiting till re-election time. It's like she's burdened, and the challenge is to temper her. All these crazy snaps in her judgment. Everybody sees it differently than Marjorie does. So I get there's an action taken against her to try to control or manipulate her. And so it has something to do with some collaboration Marjorie's done also. But I get she gets cut from the House. She's emotionally unbalanced. But there's also something about money changing hands.
I get that Nancy comes after her money or somebody like that. There's a Queen of Wands here and the 8 of Wands. So there is some sort of speech that this person in leadership is about to make. It has something to do. Here's a tower in the sun. So this is going to be something caught on video, more than likely, that is going to go after her finances. Not necessarily just her money, but her finances.
She's the biggest fundraiser right now for the GOP.
Thank you, Marie. There's something going after her finances there, like her secured finances, like something she knows is coming in. So I don't know if they can like kick her out and then take a pension or whatever the case may be, but they're going after her, not just her pocket, but her long-term money. If she continues her brand of behavior.
Like Ona said, girl needs a referral. Like she does.
Mm-hmm. I think she just need just to sit in the room for a good 15 minutes with two girls named Keisha. That's all I'm saying. Now, Will Weisselberg.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. Put her on that show for a week.
I want to see how tough you is then.
What?
Will Weisselberg flip on Donald Trump? The private school was subpoenaed that his children went to or go to, whatever the case is, because they're trying to see a chain. They're trying to see where did his money come from, where did this money that went into the school came from, blah, 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 blah. So it's they're circling the wagon, y'all. I know I got a question in the community posts. Yes, we do read community posts. There's 37 questions here, so we're not going to get to all of them. But when are they going to charge Trump with something? You have to circle the wagon. There's patience to this. This man has 77 years of building up crimes, because I'm pretty sure when he was in the womb, he stole something out of there too. So he's got 77. I was like, where's my pancreas? He got it. That's what he's got 77 years of crimes. So they're circling the wagon. The best way to take down your enemy is to undermine the allies. So you gotta get everybody around him, and then that way he can't deny nothing.
Becca and I were throwing cards one night, and I was getting that Matt Gaetz will go down first. Rudy will go down very closely after Matt Gaetz, and then that wagon will be circling a little tighter and a little tighter.
But you got to close in. Now the problem is, yes, patience is not something we're born with. It's something you have to cultivate over time, but we'll see.
I know, but I just want to see that orange fat SOB in handcuffs, dude. Like,
Now, me personally, I know it matters, but to me, it doesn't. I don't really care if Trump ever gets arrested. I do like to see the trauma that's being caused about the people around him. I like that because it doesn't really teach them not to trust everybody, but it's kind of a look. See, there, I told you that the closer you got to Medusa, the worse off it got. And it's nice to see that karma's still working. She just picks and chooses. That's all. Her time's to strike. But he'll get his. It's just, we're not in control of that.
No.
What was our question?
Will Weisselberg flip?
I get a big old yes. It's at the root of this, trying to get him to flip, because he's been he's got all the moneyed news. Right now, they don't have strength over him yet. That's the challenge, to get strength over him, but that's changing. And I get a big old yes on this. Manipulating steady money, courts charging in, seeing everything differently because of what they get out of him, and stuff that was done in secrets in legal documents too. Corruption and everything is wonky. Yeah. He shifts on Trump. Been in that family a long time.
He has.
That's like your great uncle flipping on you,
Didn't he do Trump? the first Trump's finances team.
Daddy Trump.
He knows everything.
He knows where all the bodies are buried, how many are buried. Yeah. I get that the loyal friend that handles your business, and then there's a woman. I don't think this is in regards to the ex-daughter-in-law that turned in all the stuff, because this woman is part of an institution or an LLC or corporation or something. And those people have been doing something in the shadows. So I asked it again, and then I got something will be exposed that is dearly loved, and they're very passionate and happy, and it's quite possibly a woman, younger, blonde hair, could be blonde in a bottle. I think you know who I'm talking about. Like
something they've done under Ivanka's name.
Yep.
I get, yes. There here is the Hierophant. This represents Weisselberg in his company. And there are records here with the world card. There are large amounts as well with the 8 of Wands and the Empress. There's large amounts of information, like files, maybe digital files, something that goes through the air like a text message or email. So it's like digital files. There's large amounts of information coming. And this is another thing too, pause for the cause. When you are dealing with Donald Trump and his ilk, these people are getting information, but they're getting boxes and boxes and boxes of crap to go through, to look at, to read. This it's not like, reading a Jackie Collins novel. This is something you have to pay very close attention to, number one, because you're trying to build a case, and you have to go over everything with the fine-tooth comb, and you have to call such and such to verify such and like. This is a case. This is not just, you're not playing Clue. You're playing, this is real life. So there's a lot of stuff that has to go through with this, but it ends in the devil. So yes, there's a whole lot that will come out. But again, do not look for this just because he said one thing today that is going to be wrapped up tomorrow. This is like Trump's going to have maybe 4 or 5 more birthdays before you see the end of this. So
yeah. I mean, you got to think it's decades worth of financial crimes, millions of documents. Like, it's going to be a forensic accountant's, like they're going to have a secured job for the next decade.
Yes.
So.
Can we look at Representative Andy Clyde?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's the one who last week, first they ousted Liz Cheney, right? And then Representative Andy Clyde went on TV saying that, or in testimony in the House, actually, he said that the insurrectionists were just tourists. They were walking between the velvet ropes, and they were just there touring, like tourists break into offices and,
and chase police officers and security guards up steps
and kill people.
Yeah.
So
with tourists.
I was listening to a video, I think it was Glenn Kushner, where he was talking about he could be set up as a witness, like in court cases over the insurrection. He could be brought up on obstruction of justice, accessory after the fact. Will he get expelled or something from Congress? Like, that is just nuts to look at all those clips from January 6th and say, oh, that's just normal tourists. That happens every day here.
He wasn't the only one that said it. There's that other guy from Arizona whose siblings are coming out and they're like, do not vote for this man ever again. He did it too. There was a whole bunch of them that were like, an insurrection never happened. And to call it that is a bold-faced lie. It's like, y'all were hiding in the basement. Okay. So
the party is definitely fracturing, and that Liz Cheney has already threatened to spin off another party if they don't get their crap together.
That's none of all our questions we got tonight.
What's the guy's name again, Jenny?
Representative Andy Clyde.
Andy Clyde.
That's just normal everyday tourists in there with Confederate flags and dressed like shamans and beating cops over the head with flags, and it's just everyday tourists.
I don't understand.
Like we all don't have eyes and haven't seen the videos over and over since January 6th. Like
I'm saying.
Well, with all due respect, there is some truth to that statement, because you know damn well that none of that was aired on Fox News, because they're not about to let that viewership see what the result of them constantly brainwashing you has the potential to do. I guarantee you, nobody that watches Fox News knows what
with
happens.
zip ties. Tourists go everywhere with zip ties, looking for Mike Pence.
Putting nooses, up on the Capitol steps, putting a hangman's noose gallows.
Chanting hang Mike Pence. That's I mean,
Let's go to the Liberty Bell and then take zip ties and look for Mike Pence. Yes. No, that's not what tourists do. That's what traders do.
I mean, that's what I did when I went to the Capitol. I walked around with zip ties just in case there's somebody I need to
arrest. Sounds like tourists at like the Little Shop of Horrors or something. Not tourists that should be going to Congress.
Yeah. I would have to say, if I had zip ties on me, I'd be tempted to use them on Marjorie. And I could take her out. I might be 60, but I could take her out.
You sure could, Jenny, and I'll be there.
She thinks she got some adrenaline shakes going. I'll show you adrenaline.
That guy, he knew.
It's all about money.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about money, like everything else to them.
We should do a fundraiser to raise a bunch of money and buy everybody in the GOP a shovel, because they're just so happy about digging their own graves. Like, here you go.
That's the part I don't understand. You know your party is going down the toilet and you still don't care.
Shoveling poop.
Considering that the RNC hid Trump's real unfavorability ratings in swing states from the party. So they know how bad it is. And they're just like, that's our guy.
Yeah. I mean, this was like gaslighting 101, trying to shift the balance, away from the ones that are burdened in court right now. These were the emissaries for the king they weren't tourists. They were emissaries for the king. I get an abundance of people on the bottom that have been doing this backstabbing for Trump, and Trump's insurrectionists are about to hit their moment. So I feel like there's investigations going on. There's going to be court cases, committees talking about it. All these people are going to be put in defense mode, but it's bullying for money for the Republicans. And it's treason. So
God.
It all comes down to money and a donor putting them up to saying that or something. That's just crazy.
I get that something has been achieved. Is he new in Congress? Is he new? Is this his first term?
I think it is.
Because he's new. He doesn't really know. But you're out there for the world to see. You've just marketed that. So there's a good chance that one of these insurrectionist defendants may try to say, well, so-and-so said there wasn't any insurrection, call him, So, and it comes down to his inexperience there because he's new in his career. And all he cares about is his own image and his reputation. He didn't really think about what he was saying. So there's potential there for somebody to say, well,
he's like Marjorie. He's just talking and crazy.
Yep.
I get 3 of Swords and Lovers. There's some damage to his supporters. This is financial supporters. If he scares them or continues to scare them with his messaging, then they can pull back. And then if they pull back, it goes down because you need campaign money to run a successful campaign. The 4 of Swords and the 2 of Cups. So there's his commerce, there's his business. If that goes on the blink, then that's what sort of takes him down. But as of right now, he's still there with the 8 of Pentacles, and he still has the pulpit for his job. Mm-hmm. Now that does bring us to what was the other question? It was just like, oh yeah, they are having problems, according to a report I seen on MSNBC News. They're having an issue with developing a commission to investigate January 6th, like a full-fledged investigation, not just because I guess that's the FBI that's actually picking out criminals. They want an investigation behind the whole thing. So will they get it together and actually get one off the ground?
Get the commission going, because they said they wanted to start the commission, but like, who do you put on the committee when you got that crazy Republicans and Democrats? How do you pick who goes on the commission
when so many of those people that are in Congress were involved?
Mm-hmm. How do you investigate yourself?
And that's what they really wanted too. When Trump first took office, remember their first order of business was to get rid of the ethics committees.
Yeah.
Because why do we need ethics committees?
Yeah. Why do we need ethics?
Oh, Jesus. And the immortal words of Michael Flynn. If I did a 10th of what they did, I'd be in jail. He did like a 80th. And he went to jail.
Right, John. They need a committee to decide who goes on the commission. It'd be like asking William Barr to investigate himself.
Thank you, Marie.
They will eventually get a committee going here, a commission going here, but like there's so much gaslighting going on. This is giving birth to something new, and the challenge is they want America to see it. So they're in the planning stages right now, trying to get it going, but that is heavily weighed down and burdened. So they're not getting it off the ground right away, right now. There's a timing issue. They're going to keep returning to this because it comes down to money that exchange hands, the election loss, like who inspired the insurrection, because over the election loss, they're trying to find people from both parties, but I keep getting like they return to this again and again and again. Nobody on the other side of the aisle wants to backstab Trump. They've got great anxiety about that, but they eventually break it down and are successful in getting a committee going. It's going to take time. This is going to be a slow but steady process.
What'd you get, Becca?
I'm not sure if there's supposed to be some sort of a vote to get this thing off the ground, that to learn about what happened during the transition. I get a yes. It could also be saying, another way to interpret this is that perhaps half here wants this to stay quiet about what happened in the transition. So I'm not sure if this half is the Republican Party, or half of the Republican Party may have been involved and just would like this thing to stay closed or secret. Perhaps they were involved and participated in what happened during the transition when they were trying to transfer the power or do the votes for the electoral college to transfer power. But I get a yes. With this ship, though, ship is a little bit slower moving. It's not something fast. It moves forward, but not exactly quickly, if you know what I mean.
Thank you, Keisha. There is a 7 of Wands, which means yes, but this will take a lot to get this done. The 7 of Wands, you will eventually climb to the higher ground. You have to fight to get there first, though. The 2 of Pentacles, this is unbalanced. The Queen of Swords is my indication that this may be in the winter months. I don't know if it's at the end of this year or maybe even the end of next year. But it's like an end of year type thing. 7 of Pentacles means to have patience because there's messages that go to one side, they stop, and then they eventually come back. But it's always fight and stop with the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. Now, this shouldn't be.
Very interesting card. Like, yeah,
this shouldn't be surprising simply because the Republicans and maybe even some Democrats don't want to get to the truth of what happened because their name is probably listed somewhere in the records. So there's going to be a constant fight on this one. It's a stop and start. So if we get this off the ground, it'll probably be in the winter months when all the plants die. So we'll be in the winter months.
well, I'll take it any time because Kevin McCarthy was against that independent commission because he knows who in his party was involved and he don't want them names going out because guess what? You have how many seats do you have right now? Yeah, you're about to lose half of them because they're all about to go to jail for participating in an insurrection. So.
And then lying about it and obstructing justice by saying that was just tourists.
Yep. Special elections across the U.S. and all Republican states because they all got arrested.
I kind of wondered this. Like, will Biden get through some of his agenda, like the infrastructure bill and stuff, because there are some arrests on the Republican side, so there's less people to vote?
Let's see. I'm going to ask. Because that would be in the Senate, right?
Yeah, so like the voting rights bill, because we keep getting like the voting rights bill will go through, the infrastructure bill looks like it'll go through. How does he get all of these through? Is it because there's less people there to vote, so they hurry and do the votes while they're down and out?
I mean, it's not even a good way to cover nothing up. Because you, of all people there in the Congress, should be the most upset because you're supposed to be defending our Constitution with your job and you're supposed to be helping us. And then all these nut jobs got into the Capitol. No, all these nut jobs were let into the Capitol, did damage. One of them killed themselves. Congratulations. And they were tourists. Who cares? It just happened. Let's move on. Let's move
I'm sure
forward.
the woman that got shot in the head by the police was just a tourist,
Jenny, they tried to flip even that it was good Trump supporters that are the victims because the police was going after them. I'm like, are you effing kidding me right now?
So the one guy who shot himself in the nads, is he a tourist too? Is that what
He's a tourist?
The girl that got shot in the head, innocent bystander to Capitol Police violence. Like my head exploded when I heard
But she
that.
was somewhere she wasn't supposed to be. So what was supposed to happen?
Yeah, and the girl the guy that kept shocking himself
in the gonads.
And later,
he was just a tourist that happened to have a taser gun on him, and because security would let you into the Capitol with a taser gun, I'm sure.
Or the guy that was, in Nancy Pelosi's desk and peed and pooped all over the
still
place.
in jail.
Yeah, I'm sure Nancy gave her permission for you to do that.
Just her. She said, while you're at it, Mike, go ahead and smear your pieces all over my walls. I'm due to decorate. I would love to see your artistry. Like,
when people take a tour of the Capitol, they can see it.
I asked at first. I got really excited because I was like, "Are any senators in the GOP going to get arrested?" And then I got Key, and I was like, "Yes!" But then I got Lily's, so there might be some significant retirements from some high-level celebrity, well-known people.
So going out, like
retirements.
Yeah,
exactly. Capricorn Queen. I thought they were Antifa. Now they're tourists.
Yeah. Get your story straight, people. Be consistent. Like,
they used to be Antifa. Now they're tourists.
I'm getting confused.
Antifa tourists. That's what they were.
I get that there's like an inspiration to try to move some bills through while they're down and out, because I do get there are some that are going to be put on the defense that have to turn their back on things, justice coming for them, and America sees it. So I get victory card crowning this, that they'll try to move some voting through while the Republicans are all on the defense mode. So I think they might take advantage of. You're down a few senators, whether they retired because they suddenly got justice coming for them, or some big story comes out.
I get hard work. They just push it through. Ten of Wands chariot. So we'll do the Israel and Palestine conflict. Will it get worse? Number one. Number two, what else is involved? Is this in any way connected to Jared Kushner? Boy wonder. People have been messaging me. I do the videos all at one time, and then they come out like once a day. And I didn't realize I called him Super Jew. Much people sent it to me. But apparently, he was the one to go make peace in the Middle East.
Temporarily, just to make us look good. After we're out of office, go ahead and bomb the crap out of them. We don't care. Just pay me the money. Like, that's how that deal went.
Palestine, Israel, Jared Kushner. I just immediately think of that too. Right?
Like, they've been trying for centuries to have peace there, and Jared was suddenly able to negotiate peace. Yeah. Don't think so.
He couldn't even pay wholesale for his 666 Square Avenue or whatever that building is. You overpaid for that, and you can go and handle negotiations in the Middle East.
Well, the money that he got for that, a lot of it came from Saudi Arabia. So.
There is a Netflix show called Dirty Money, and there's one episode all on Jared Kushner and his family. That's a must watch.
Dirty money.
Will it get better? No. I have a man here that is in power that is trying to remain in power. I don't know who this is. A man that is in power who wants to stay there. He wants to not budge, overpower somebody. He does not want to move, and he wants to stay there. Is that who this is? Because it's a man. I asked if this
he's been stalling the elections and hiding and all kind of crap.
I asked between Israel and Palestine get better, and I got a man that is powerful. He wants to maintain power, control power, and remain in the house. So I would say no, because that person wants to dominate the situation for his own gain. Is what I'm getting. Yeah. Jenny.
I get there's delays on resolving this. It's a dark night of the soul for the country, but there's money behind it. And here's the leader still charging in with strength, and it's sort of a timing thing too. Like he's stalling for time. I just feel like he keeps moving troops in after. I don't think there'll be a change there. Like he's going to repeatedly try to keep moving in there until they change and retire him, until he's out. He will keep trying to return there.
It's like a force. What man and bear, it's like overbearing force, overpowering, over dominating, having control over another and not letting up with that anchor there. Like he's not going to stop. Whoever that man is not going to stop.
There is a leader that will bring some peace there, but it's not Netanyahu.
Nope. War will continue because it is not. This is not war to get out from under tyranny of British Empire or whatever. It's not that type of thing. This is all about self-preservation and greed and whatever the devil would symbolize. That's what this war is being fought for. This has nothing to do with we want to be free from your tyranny type thing. The fighting will continue because nobody's doing nothing about it. Remember this, and here in this country, we have 2-3 wars that we've been fighting for 22 years. So we stand with Israel. That is the first thing any of them say. From Bush to Obama to Clinton to anybody. We stand with Israel. That's God's land, apparently. But they're here. This is Netanyahu. So I say an elected official doesn't have real power. This means he took it. Because you have the Three of Pentacles here too. There is a business deal. I don't know with who. I didn't get anything to indicate Kushner, but I'm going to just say it is. But there's a business deal there. That he's holding on to something. This is personal greed, though, because in the Four of Pentacles, this person is outside the city, which means this money is personally for him. He wants to remain far away from anybody who could ask for anything, taxes or otherwise. And it goes on and on and on. It just picks a new horizon, picks a new whatever. But this whole I stand with Israel thing has to change too.
They need to stop. They need to stop using our taxpayer-funded money to go kill people
Yep.
in an apartheid state, because that's exactly what they're doing. It's apartheid.
And they sell this fighting for freedom. You're not fighting for my freedom in somebody else's country.
Nope.
I'm sorry. I know that you think, oh, but they're stopping the terrorists from coming over here. Okay, then stop them from coming over here does not mean you go over there and then kill a bunch of people and then call them terrorists. That's how you get away with them type of things.
As asking if Kushner is involved, there's definitely a little bit of family money involved in this. He supports it, the imbalance, and he supports the transition that they're going through. But there's big gifts of money Kushner has gotten in the past, so.
I can't.
No, I just, same thing with Saudi Arabia. We've been backing the Saudis committing genocide in Yemen for how many decades? And then all of a sudden MBS goes and chops up a report, and then, we have to start thinking about who we are allying up. It took you this, it took that. After decades of genocide for you to be like, we should reconsider.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad.
But to end on a lighter note.
Yes, please, because that's just depressing.
There's almost 2,000 of y'all in here. How you doing? Hello. Hello. We're going to do a giveaway for the Dreaming Way Tarot. And my email address, because I always forget this part, is TarotsApprentice, without the apostrophe, at gmail.com. So you pick a number, 1 through 100. And put it in right now, and then you will win this.
That's a beautiful deck. I was just looking for it. I have it somewhere, but of course, oh, here it is.
And oh, Jesus. Okay, I already got it. Sage Burner. That's what it was. Sage Burner, you got it. So, Sage Burner, you send me your name and address, TarotsApprentice@gmail.com. Do it right now, and then I will send you this at my earliest convenience. Send me your name and address, TarotsApprentice@gmail.com. I will, let me get into the right thing. I think that's it. There it is. Thank you, Lucky Girl. TarotsApprentice@gmail.com. Tomorrow, Adrian is going to be doing ghost hunting, ghost talk, ghost chat, something. I forget what it's called. I tried to remember, but I didn't. But she's going to be doing another ghost chat with Susan Lynn and Shay, I do believe.
I might be on with them. I still have to text Adrian back. She sent me an invite for that, but I got something else going on, so I'm not sure I'm going to make it in time.
And sometime this week, I'm going to go live and do some more questions. I have, I think, 2 live streams I need to do. One of them is completely non-political. So the one that I'll do, I think I'll do that by myself. And then the non-political, I'll see if somebody wants to do that one with me out there. But you have to know who some celebrities are. So I'll comb the internet for that.
Yeah, you have to find somebody that's up on the celebrities.
Yes, and there's some of them I don't even know. So I'm going to do some Googles. But anyway, so tomorrow, Ghost Chat. And sometime this week, I'll try to go live with 2 live streams because I got to do political and a non-political. So next week, we will be on Jen's channel. That is the 23rd. The following day is the 24th. That is my birthday. And then I will be going live on that day. And we will do an hour of readings. And then however long I want to sit here, we'll chit and chat after that. And the next week, the 30th, both of them will be out of town. And so I will be live by my lonesome on that day. I'll try to ask Lena, see if Lena wants to do it with me. But if not, then I'll just be by myself. And then we'll do our regular Sunday thing. And then it'll be June. So there you go. So thank you all for coming out, hanging out with us and watching and whatnot. Y'all have a good night. And Sage Burner, send me your info and I'll send it right out to you. Bye-bye.